still gets difficult. I'll listen to me real quick. I dispatched had in it the April 5th information regarding your Saturday ministry. So I just thought I'd let you know that finally got it. It did have Pat's affidavit. Of course, it was split 2 pages, and it had it wasn't my brief, but it was the petition. But anyway, in your reference to your ministry, you referenced that there was a report about the Turner Dairy.
Turner Diaries.
Oh, Turner Diary.
Yeah.
Okay, I misunderstood. I thought it had to do with the Turner Dairy. I was going to say, did you know that the former Tipton County Chief Deputy who helped frame me is related to the Turner Dairy family, and they actually live in Tipton County.
Oh, I see. They won't even let me read. They won't even let me do a book report, even though I don't agree with the book. They won't even let you talk about it. It's crazy. But I did leave a message on Dr. Fraja's machine. I mailed you more black and white maps.
Dr.
Fraser, yeah. I left a voicemail on him telling him the desperateness of the situation and to come visit you. I have the maps remailed in black and white, and Bradley said he hunts people like me. He hunts the worst of people for a living, and he knows he's hunting me or something. I don't know. He can't even put together a valid sentence. But I'm not going to put you on the spot to talk about him. But he's not my favorite camper in the campground. You know.
Yeah. Well, let's just move it forward.
Yeah.
In positive direction. Let's see. Okay, your maps are on the way. What I'm going to use those for is to send to the State Department to show them if the historical map of the Hudson's Bay Compact shows that it's the area around British Columbia, and then it shows exactly where the Chilcotin area would be, and the current map that shows, okay, this is the country that they're talking about. In that regard, then the United States has not only tacitly, but directly and effectively expressed that they recognize the Chilcotin Nation, though not by name. They expressly recognize them via the J tree. And once they've made recognition, you can't reverse that. You've already recognized them, so that's it. It's done. Now it's just a matter of recognizing me as their ambassador, and that's an internal affairs situation. That's just not something that the United States has the authority to, dictate. That's not how it works. If China was required to, approve ambassadors for China, or Russia had to approve ambassadors for Russia from the United States, there would never be an ambassador to China or an ambassador to Russia. Because they don't like any of the people that the U.S. sends over, obviously. That seems to be, that seems to be the whole thing, is that they're trying to claim a different standard than what the Vienna Convention is all about. And that's my point. I'm standing on that firm. Is that you've got a treaty over here. Now, either the United States is going to be an upstanding and honorable country and stand by their agreements, or they're a rogue nation. If they're not going to follow their commitments to their agreements in these treaties, they become effectively a rogue banana republic nation. So,
Well, yeah, I believe they are already.
Yeah, they are. But I'm wanting other people who haven't come to that realization yet to kind of grasp the fact that they've got treaties out there that they're not following. Under the Vienna Convention, they're not supposed to intervene in the internal affairs of other countries, but what are they doing with Venezuela and other countries? They're intervening. What do they do with Muammar Gaddafi?
Yeah, right.
They decapitated the leader of the country. They killed him.
Yeah.
And that was all because he had a gold-backed dinar. He was not going to accept a foreign fiat currency. And look at the slogan for the state of Tennessee's court system. Fiat. It's all in Latin, but it's basically, it says fiat means fake. It's a fake judicial system. It's right there in front of you, but people don't remember Latin because it's a dead language that they stopped. I remember it only because my mom was studying Latin when she was in medical school, studying to be a nurse back in the 60s. And I remember her trying to, practice Latin and speaking Latin. So that's the only reason I have a recollection of it. Otherwise, I'd be like everybody else. I have no clue as to what that word means, and most people are not going to take the time to look it up.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem this world has is a Federal Reserve, which is putting out fiat money. And
that is it. That is the whole problem. Once we go back to constitutional money, we become a real country again with real respectability nationwide or worldwide. But right now, because here's the thing: as long as people will accept those fiat dollars in exchange for their hard work and effort and for their materials, then they can buy up the world. And that's what they're doing. They're forcing all these countries. Venezuela was a rich country in the area with oil. And now it's impoverished because they've gone in there and destroyed their currency. Anyway, you mentioned the AR-15 variant styles of rifles. There's a 223 and then a 5.56.
Yep. Right.
Refresh my memory. You can shoot 5.56 through the 223, but you can't shoot 223 through the 5.56 because one's a little bit larger than the other. Is that right or am I wrong?
Yeah, I did know that at one time. I'd have to go back and look it up. I always buy the 223 and avoid the 5.56. So I'd have to go back.
Is yours a 5.56 barrel or is yours a 223 barrel?
Well, I got several, but I would say they're 223.
Okay, the reason is that the rifle that they claim they found in my plane, the Chilcotin transport, had a barrel that was a 5.56. But all the ammunition they claim they found is 223.
Huh.
I'm just curious, is this not, in effect, a rifle that had no ammunition that would actually properly work in it? Because if the barrel is smaller than the ammunition, would it not jam up or damage the barrel? I would think it would. Of course, all the 300 ammunition, that would go to that other barrel, but they never demonstrated that barrel would actually fit on that rifle. And it wasn't attached to it, so, they're trying to make it out like there were multiple guns. The judge said these guns, plural. The prosecutor referenced guns, plural. Well, there was no guns, plural. And if none of the ammunition was designed for that rifle, then basically you got an empty rifle. Anyway,
I just brought it up so I could read it if you want real quick.
Sure.
The difference in the round itself, the NATO round is a little hotter. The case is the same size, but the powder charge, projectile, also rifle specifications differ. As a result, make sure to check your AR-15 to see which it is chambered for. Not all AR-15 rifles sold to civilians are the same. So I guess you have to. But it says 223 is okay in 5.56, so you can shoot. So if you have a 5.56 barrel, you can shoot both.
Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember, and I'm just looking at this is totally different ammunition than what this is. Even though the cartridge might be the same, the casing, the actual bullet is different, and it may not actually work.
Yeah.
And just a thought.
Yeah. There was something. I was going to say something, but anyway, I can't remember what it was now. I didn't. Well, go ahead and finish your thought. But are you still on 1 and 23? 1 hour out and 23 in?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Did I get what letter?
Did you get a copy of? I sent a letter to you a couple of weeks ago on about the 10th. And it had a copy of my petition to the Board of Parole. Did you ever get that?
Was that 44 pages?
No.
You sent something with 44 pages, right?
Well, front and back.
Yeah, front and back. And I did send that north. I didn't think you wanted that put public.
Okay, that can go public.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah, that basically shows the appeal to the parole board that basically there was no basis for the charge. They're charging me with a crime that doesn't exist. Failure to appear as required is no such law. It's failure to appear as directed, where you had to have been directed and there had to have been a condition of release where you agreed to return. Those two elements were not met. Number one, I was not directed to appear, and number two, I was not released on a condition of reappearing. I never signed their agreement to come back.
Got it. So I'll put that 40, but that's the last letter I got from you, Mike, was that 44 pages.
Okay. I didn't know if you got it, actually, because it never showed up.
Yeah.
I was having somebody do some research for me to check on the mail. There was a guy that was here. Apparently, he gave us 3 weeks' notice, and they let him go 2 weeks early. I told him, I said, they're not going to let you stay once you give notice. They're going to fire you. They're going to send you on out the door. He said, no, these guys know me. They like me. I said, watch. But next time it was due for him to come into work, 3 days later, he's not there. Finally, one of the SEALs said, he's no longer here.
Yeah. It's crazy, man.
And he's an honest guy, too. He would definitely not be willing to sit there and lie for them or anybody. It's like I tell all these other guards, it's like, you don't want to start lying, because when you go into a federal courtroom and you take the stand, you swear, and you start lying, and they're sitting there knowing that you're lying, you're going to prison. You're getting a conviction for perjury right then, and you're going away. It's not Tipton County anymore. They're not going to sit there and cover up for you. You're gone.
Yeah.
It's like I'm asking all these SEALs, what is your badge number or your officer number? Because you won't give me a first name, but you're required to give me your ID. They won't do it.
Wow.
One guy did. He said, I don't care. I'm not doing anything. I said, no, you're not. I said, you're the only one that will give me your ID. Everybody else is like, well, I'm not giving my ID out.
Incredible.
Is there something you've done wrong?
Right. Right. It's the bad guys who want to hide their identity.
It's a what?
It's the bad guys who need to hide their identity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like I told the guy, I said, look, I'm not fleeing from Tennessee. If I was, I damn sure would have had a cell phone, let alone have two and have them turned on.
Yeah.
I'm an easily accessible guy. I'm sitting in a public airport drinking a cup of coffee. I mean, I opened the door for the FBI because they couldn't open the door. Sitting there like a bunch of Keystone cops bumbling around. Like, what are you doing? It's freezing out there. Come on inside. But anyhow, I'm going to ask my mom if she will send you some funds to cover some phone bills, since she's not able to put any money on my account for me to do this. It's gotten kind of ridiculous. I'm going to see if I can get her to send you some funds to cover this.
Well, she's a sweet, dear elderly lady, and I hate to put any additional burden on her. I'm doing the best I can, Mike. It's just, these calls do average around $5 by the time it's all said and done. So, but
you need money for printing and everything else that you're doing.
Well, we'll figure it all out. Let's get you out of there, rather than we'll talk about stuff like that. It sounds like is your health a little bit better today? Because yesterday you were saying how you thought they were using
1 minute left.
a machine to make.
They didn't let me out last night. They let me know that around 2 o'clock, so I lay down and I've been asleep. Yesterday when I got off the phone, I went to bed and I slept until I didn't wake up till like midnight, and they said they were going to let me know if I could. So I only stood up for 2 hours waiting, and then they finally said, no, they're not letting you out. So instead of being awake all night long like I am normally, I slept. So I got some sleep.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. I'm exhausted. I'm starved and I'm physically exhausted because I don't get any sleep because I'm up all night, and then like the lady just come in and said, female on the pod. They do this every 30 minutes.
Wow.
Every 30 minutes you're being awoke, and every couple of hours you got to stand up or do something. And so there's no, your sleep is broken. And
thank you for using Securus. Goodbye.